Welcome everybody, I am Papa Snusi and I'm very excited to introduce you to a new Satisfactory series called Satisfactory Sunday. So every Sunday I'm gonna release a video from the community, whether it's a mod showcase or something cool happens in the community on the Satisfactory subreddit, or see something cool in the Discord server. So a series from you guys for you guys. I'm very excited. Let me introduce you to my first base showcase from Mr. Fraxxor himself. He's a friend of mine. Maybe you recognize him from my past videos. He helped me out a couple times. So let's get started. Welcome to a very awesome looking large scale base from Mr. Fraxxor. He has almost 300 towers on his save file here, and what you can see there in the middle of the park is the hub, and surrounded by his central storage facility. What's special about this is he put his storage containers behind the wall. You cannot see them, but you have access to every single item he has automated in the game yet. And he has even some empty space for future items. What's very cool about this is the input behind these walls. He has 2 storage containers for every single item and gets delivered either by belt or by train, and he put his stuff nicely hidden in these rooms here. If I'm quite honest, that's a pretty nice shot here with all these belts filled up with different materials. On top of the storage containers, he has a train station unloading various items from far away, and he has even some room left for more train station if needed. What you can see here in the background there is some leftovers from his first oil base. He has gone much bigger yet. We come to that in a minute. Let's take a look at his steel production lines. In this lovely building he is producing all the steel materials, steel pipes on this floor, and steel beams and the encased industrial beams a floor above. Pretty nice looking factory if you ask me. There's coming in 900 steel ingots per minute, but he's not smelting the ingots here. For that he has a delivery system via belt from a factory far away. If we follow this belt we go far east of the map, where he put a little structure down there where he smelts his 900 ingots per minute on 3 floors with each 10 foundries. Inputted by 3 lovely coal patches, coal miners, and 3 iron miners from a little bit far away, but he made a pretty awesome way to deliver in the coal and the iron there. Moving on to his motor production here inside this building, he is producing stators and rotors on this floor, and on the floor above he had put down 8 assemblers to produce 80 motors per minute, so he can provide his base with all the motors he needs. Close to the motors is the Caterium wire production building, where he smelts the Caterium ore with the smelters. And what's special about this is every smelter delivers one constructor on the floor above, as you can see here, and he is only limited by the belt speed right now, because Mark 5 belts can only transport 780 resources per minute right now. So pretty cool. Moving on to a highlight of his base, what I think is, when we go far west of the map you can find some pure oil patches, and if you totally overclock them you bring out 2400 oil per minute. I think he made a pretty cool looking structure here, where he has put down a total amount of 80 refineries on 2 floors. I won't imagine the material cost for that, but with 88 refineries he can produce, or he's producing 2100 rubber per minute and 225 plastic per minute. All that rubber has of course a special purpose. If we go further down the production lines we're gonna find out. To deliver these materials to base he made an awesome looking train track over the sea right there, and I'll leave the train flying a little bit. Moving on to another big project of his base. We have some smelters there, some constructors there, a couple, not that many. And even more constructors on 3 floors. You can guess what item here is gonna produce. Yeah, crystal oscillators, that's right, that's right. So we have 10 manufacturers on this beautiful top on this building. As you can see, where the delivery system looks pretty nice. I like that when the conveyor belts go over each other from every splitter. If you have some room, you can do that as well. And he makes 18.75 crystal oscillators per minute. That's pretty awesome. Nowadays we need that many oscillators. And on a little side building on this factory, he produces some beacons as well, and gets both material gets delivered via belt to base. Now, of course, all this needs a lot of power, and now we are coming to one of the highlights of this base. My personal opinion, my favorite highlight, the nuclear city. Now, what makes this place so special is he produces some fuel rods, 2 per minute at 100% efficiency, to provide 9 nuclear power plants. These make 22.5 gigawatts of power, of nuclear power, yeah. And what's really cool about this part of the factory is, for every single production step, he has built one building down there, so that's why it's called Nuclear City. And if you have seen my playthrough, you know where that is. You know there's a uranium cave right behind, and you know there's a hole right there where his nuclear power plant stands. And he came up with a pretty cool idea to get rid of the nuclear waste. He did go down in this glory hole as far as he could, and as soon as he took some damage, he laid down some foundations and placed a lot of encased industrial storage containers, 129 to be precise, and he has now space for 3 million nuclear waste. Pretty awesome idea. Now for the inputs for all the materials he needed here is he has this conveyor tower over there, as you can see. From the top there's coming coal, from the middle where he put some markers on there comes titanium, the iron is coming from the left of this structure, and the plastic is delivered via train. Now as the game has progressed, more items came in, and Fraxxor has improved his game style, his build style as well. So we head out to the alkyd aluminum sheet production. That is 2 buildings over there, and you know you need a lot of silica for the alkyd sheets. So he made in this first structure on the bottom side, he used the alternate recipe to produce 2700 silica per minute. That's freaking huge if you ask me. And look what he has done. That's so a cool looking structure with all the belts, the conveyor lifts in the middle of the park there, and a little walkway in between. And if you hop inside, these assemblers are pretty cool looking, nicely lined up, and I have to say that's one of the coolest factory building I've ever seen in Satisfactory so far. So the inputs go all through the middle, and the outputs go around the building to this middle sky bridge or skyway, this little one there, to the next building, where he produces the alkyd aluminum sheets. So the materials get delivered in the middle of the building in a separate room, and on each side he has some rooms. In total he has placed 48 assemblers on 2 floors to make 720 alkyd aluminum sheets per minute. So that's way more than advanced producing here, and I think that's a really cool automated facility on this side of the map. Pretty nice. Of course he made a train station to pick up the sheets and bring back to base. Now moving on to the heat sinks. What's really cool about this structure here is he has delivery stations with trains on each left and right side there on the top. That's pretty cool looking. So the rubber and the alcohol sheets coming from trains, and he brings it down, and he left for himself a little more space down there where he put 24 assemblers, 12 on each side, with a pretty cool delivery system. You can see there he has made 2 floors a little bit above the assemblers, and this looks really beautiful. Never thought of that idea before. So he has a heatsink production line that makes 120 heatsinks per minute. The next steps for heatsinks is the radio control units. So he made a little structure for RCUs, and he invented a new system to split up the 4 inputs, the 4 belt inputs for the manufacturers. We call that spaghetti splitters. So you stack 4 splitters on top of each other, and you make every single belt a little bit of a curve, and they line up pretty nice for the manufacturer inputs. I think that looks very cool, and we had a little funnies there as well. Of course, heatsinks and radio control units as well as rubber is used in turbo motors. That's the turbo motor facility over here. And the coolest thing about this facility is it delivers motors via train back from base. Pretty cool idea. I like that. And the newly invented spaghetti split-off system had its place in the turbo motor production as well. So he has 4 manufacturers making 7.5 turbo motors per minute. What for the output goes, so he made an underground delivery system for a train station. I think that's a cool idea and totally hidden from the outer world. So the turbo motors group together with the RCUs and the heatsinks, and he is loading a train in this train station to deliver the goods back to the central storage facility in his base. Of course, a little bit more back to central base. He has on the left side here a supercomputer manufacturing building, and on the right side there's the heavy motor frames manufacturers inside. I'm not going over that stuff, as you probably have seen that more as often enough. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we covered most of the interesting stuff. Of course, he has some little funny buildings as well, as he is producing here 150 black powder per minute to provide him with some explosives and whatnot. So pretty cool stuff. And of course, as we recorded this for this video, we had a little fun together as well. He probably died more than in his 300 hours before on this map, so I think that's it for the first Satisfactory Sunday video. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Fraxxor to make this video for me together to show his base. I think he did a pretty amazing job here. A big thank you very much for that. And if you guys want to participate in a future video like this as well, you can follow me on Twitter or Facebook. The link is in the description down below. And if you want to see more Satisfactory content, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel as well. I really appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for watching. I catch you next time. Bye bye.